You're wasting precious time trying to fix the visible parts of your life, while the real direction of your destiny is being shaped by an invisible formula. Yes, invisible. And no, this isn't about mystical spirituality, astrology, or the energy of the full moon. It's about something much more practical, much more measurable, yet completely overlooked by most people who claim they want to succeed. You know why? Because it's painful to admit that the thing sabotaging your results isn't out there. It's not the government, it's not the economy, it's not the algorithm. It's a quiet equation operating behind every decision you make. And here's the controversial truth. You can be hardworking, intelligent, even spiritually aligned, and still fail if this hidden formula is off balance. Sounds unfair? That's because it is. But here's the good news. Fixing it could take less than 5 minutes a day. And when you understand how this formula works, your productivity skyrockets, your income grows, and your relationships fall into place almost like magic. Though it's not magic. It's behavioral science. That's the part nobody tells you. And those who do usually charge a fortune. But today you're going to learn it for free. If you pay close attention until the end, you'll understand why 97% of people are fighting the wrong battles with the wrong mindset, and how to break that cycle without needing to become someone else. Tracy calls this the invisible formula behind every visible result. He studied hundreds of millionaires, elite performers, top executives, and ordinary people who beat the odds, and found a pattern. Not something on the surface. A mental code silently guiding every successful action. And no, it's not just about discipline or goal setting. It's about something more subtle. The internal system of cause and effect that shapes everything you see on the outside. And this system begins where most people never look. In your smallest thoughts, your automatic decisions, the tiny habits you've dismissed as meaningless. Ever wondered why some people achieve extraordinary results without ideal circumstances, while others, even with all the resources, remain stuck in the same loop? Have you ever felt like you're trapped in cycles that repeat no matter how much you try to change? That's not random. It's the symptom of a misaligned formula. According to Tracy, everything you have today, your bank account, your health, your relationships, your inner peace, is a direct reflection of what you've been planting, consciously or unconsciously, day after day. It's not about luck. It's about the internal program you've set to run your reality. This formula has 3 invisible yet critical elements: clarity, consistency, and conviction. Clarity about what you truly want. Consistency in the small, daily actions no one applauds. And conviction, a calm, rational faith that what you're doing will pay off, even when no progress is visible. Without these 3 working in sync, you live in internal conflict, thinking one thing, doing another, believing something else entirely, thus and harvesting chaos. That's why so many people pray, meditate, study, and still feel lost. The formula is fragmented. The energy is leaking through the cracks of unconsciousness. Now listen closely. Clarity is not thinking you know what you want. It's knowing with precision what you're after, why you're after it, and what you're willing to sacrifice to get it. True clarity doesn't bring euphoria, it brings focus, and focus hurts and because it excludes. Once you gain clarity, you realize that 90% of what consumes your attention today holds no real value. You detach from distractions, and that alone unnerves people around you. But it's in that moment the universe begins to respond, because it only responds to clean frequency. Consistency is the opposite of motivation. People who rely on motivation ride emotional waves. People who are consistent keep moving forward. And this is where most people stumble, because consistency demands action even when no one is watching. It demands you keep going even when everything around you seems to be falling apart. That you keep watering the seed even when nothing is sprouting yet. And it's in that darkness and that silence find out that the first results begin to grow. Then comes conviction, the most invisible part of all. Conviction is when your mind has already decided it will work, even when the world says no, even when your bank account disagrees, even when your results are laughable in the beginning. Conviction is the root that holds it all together. Without it, you quit. You change paths, you revert to old patterns, and that's when failure wins. Not because it was inevitable, but because you walked off the path just before the final turn. And what makes this formula even more powerful is that it works in every area of life. Want to transform your financial reality? Start by getting crystal clear on what wealth truly means to you, not what others told you it should be. Then build a consistent routine of value creation, learning, and action. And finally, feed your mind with daily doses of conviction, mentally reinforcing that your path has purpose even when no one sees it. The same goes for health, spirituality, and relationships. You don't need a revolution, you need realignment. And that realignment begins in silence, but ends in expansion. Now pause for a moment and ask yourself, which of these three parts is out of sync in me? Do I truly have clarity, or am I just reacting to life? Am I consistent or only driven when things are going well? And do I live with conviction or keep doubting myself, even when I do everything right? These are hard questions. Most avoid them because they uncover truth. But it's these very questions that divide the wishers from the manifestors. You can change everything starting today. And that's not hype. It's a decision. The difference between you and those already living. The life you dream of isn't talent, luck, or money. It's the formula. And now, you've just unlocked it. The only thing left is for you to apply it. If this made sense to you, share it with someone who needs to wake up from the social trance. And if you want more content like this, direct, challenging, and transformational, subscribe now and hit the bell. The next piece of this puzzle is coming, and it'll show you how to reprogram your mind to never rely on motivation again. Until then, remember, what's invisible to the eye is what builds the visible with mathematical precision.